Hello, good morning from Canada. My name's Joanna and I'll be guiding you through today's 30-minute practice. For this practice today, we are focusing on cooling practices for the body and mind, specifically focusing on pranayama and meditation techniques. So I encourage you to grab yourself either a comfortable meditation cushion or block to sit on or bolster. You can even roll up a blanket. Or if you prefer for today's practice, you can be seated in a chair, no problem. You might also like a prop, like a block or a bolster to place under your feet for a little elevation. So I would love for you to start in Sukhasana, a tall, comfortable seat, whether that is in a chair or on your mat today. We are in the height of summer here in Canada, and I'm sure for many of you it is the same. And with that heat comes a lot of energy, and it can sometimes leave us feeling a little off center, a little off balance, because when there is summer, we are more social, we say yes to more things, the days are longer, so we're packing more things into our days. We might not be sleeping as long, and generally that can feel amazing. We feel super energized and raring to go at this time of year, but it can lead to us feeling depleted or overwhelmed or anxious if we're not careful. So today this is an offering to restore balance and dissolving some internal heat that may have built up, and also offering anchoring meditation practices to help calm and soothe the mind and the nervous system. So the first meditation practice we will do today is a visualization meditation. So I'd love for you to rest your hands onto your thighs. You can have your palms face down today for grounding. And feel free to bring your hands into Gaya Mudra with the index fingers and thumbs slightly touching to aid in concentration during this practice. If that doesn't feel great in your body, just release that mudra, no problem. Let your shoulders soften down the back of your rib cage as you start to lengthen up through the crown of your head, and anchor your pelvis to the earth or to your chair. And if you are sitting in a chair today, try and be mindful not to lean into the back of your chair. Try and sit upright so you're using the strength of your back to sit tall. Gently start to receive your breath as you are. Feel free to soften or close your eyes, drawing your awareness inward. Start to observe yourself here, scanning through your body and checking in to see if it is effortless to sit and be still, or whether it comes with irritation or discomfort. And just observe this. Try not to judge yourself. And when you're ready, I invite you to visualize a waterfall. Now, this waterfall could be small or expansive. But I want you to visualize this waterfall beginning at the crown of your head. And this waterfall descends all the way down your body. And it ends where your body makes physical contact with the earth. Visualizing water, cool water, traveling through your entire body from the crown of your head and pooling out onto the floor. Be mindful as you watch this water moving through your body. Does it move in one straight line from the crown of your head to the floor? Or does the water have to move and weave through obstacles? Are there any blockages along the way that is preventing the water from traveling all the way down to the earth? Starting to create this wonderful inner landscape. Watching moving water passing through every part of you. Water is cool, and often we associate water with the color blue, which is also cooling. Observe the scenery of your inner landscape as you watch this waterfall move through you. This water is cleansing and purifying, clearing away any obstacles, flushing out stagnation, perhaps leaving you feeling refreshed or lighter, more clear. If the mind starts to wander, as it often does, be gentle with yourself and return to your physical body anchored. And this beautiful visualization of cool water traveling from the crown of your head, running through your entire body and pulling out into the floor. Watching that water move out and away from you. As you're ready, start to deepen your inhale breath and release the soft exhale from the mouth. And your next breath in, start to dissolve this visualization of water. And exhale, completely release. Start to flutter your eyes open, wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your wrists, move your head a little side to side, and perhaps take a nice big stretch. And check in that you are still seated comfortably. If you need to make any adjustments to your seat, you can. We will move now into Sitali pranayama. Sitali meaning cooling. In this pranayama, we will create a curling of the tongue, drawing the sides of the tongue inward, almost like we are creating a tube with the tongue that we can suck up. Now, of course, for some people, curling the tongue in this way is not for them. It doesn't work. Their tongue doesn't do that. So I will give an option for what you can do instead. And of course, with any pranayama, if at any time it does not feel good in your body to do this, then please return to a regular, steady breath. So for Sitali breath, I will show you first. So there is this curling of the two sides of your tongue up and inward. So you create this circle, this tube with your tongue that we're going to suck the inhale through. So as you curl the tongue and close your lips close to that curled tongue, you take your inhale. Hold for a slight breath retention at the top as that cool air travels all the way down to your stomach. And as you exhale, breathe out of your nose, closing your lips. And that is the breath. Your inhale is through the tongue that is curled. There is a slight hold at the top. And then the exhale breath is through the nose. If that does not work for you, you can simply make that circular shape with your lips. So you're breathing the inhale through lips as if you're sucking on a straw. Slight breath retention at the top. And then exhale from the nose. So we'll try this a few times together. Go at your pace. If holding the breath at the top of the inhale doesn't feel good, no problem. Simply release the exhale a little sooner. Take your time, go at your pace. Stop at any time if it does not feel good. As you're ready, inhale with a curled tongue or pursed lips. This breath technique can be wonderful for those with high blood pressure or hyperacidity. It can also be a great practice for quenching thirst. And because of its heat reducing properties, it is great for those with a pitta constitution. It's a great pranayama if you're feeling fiery, angry, stressed, overwhelmed. It is cooling and calming on your entire nervous system. Feel free to continue this practice with your eyes open or closed for a couple more cycles. Take 2 more full cycles of this pranayama. And as you're ready, return to a steady, natural breath, and quite simply observe how the body feels, where perhaps you're feeling coolness, cooling the body from the inside out. For me, I feel the coolness at the center of my chest and in my upper belly. As you're ready, opening your eyes. We'll move into our third part of the practice. And for this meditation, you can choose to either remain in your seated position, or if you want to switch things up now, we can move onto our backs if you're on a mat, either into a shavasana position with the knees bent so it's a little more active, or Viparita Karani with the legs up. I'll show you both options. If you're in a seat and remaining in a seat, you can have the option to extend your legs forwards now, maybe resting your heels onto a cushion or a block so the feet are slightly elevated. Or if you have another chair to hand and it would feel good, you could put your legs on that other chair so you're in a nice reclined position, leaning your back into the support of the back of your chair. For those of you coming onto your back, these are the 2 options. Either directly on the floor with your feet to the mat. I encourage you to walk your feet wide and let your knees rest in center. You can have one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, or arms wide on the floor with the palms face up. The other option is to have your feet in parallel hip distance apart and take your cushion, block, bolster and place it under your sacrum. So you press down into your feet, lift your pelvis, slide your prop underneath your pelvis and then lower that sacrum, the triangular bone at the base of your spine, onto your prop, ready for Viparita Karani, legs up. Root your hands to the floor for stability. Start to float your 2 knees into your chest, noticing your middle back starting to sink more earthward and the back of your pelvis tilting more towards the sky. From here, you can start to float your legs towards the sky, rolling your ankles perhaps, wiggling your toes, and then allowing the legs to be weightless and soft. Take a nice big exhale breath. Viparita Karani is a wonderfully cooling asana, and it is very soothing on your nervous system. You have the option to stay here as we come into our final meditation. This meditation is mantra, silent mantra, which helps to focus the mind while also calming the mind. Today's mantra is so, hum. So, S-O, hum, H-U-M. And it translates to I am that. Well, the longer translation is I am that pure awareness. So we will be moving breath and mantra together for this meditation. So as you inhale, silently repeating the word so. And as you exhale, silently repeating the word hum. On your inhale breath, imagine the inhale starting at the base of your spine and moving up the front lines of your body all the way to the crown of your head. And on your exhale, as you repeat the word hum, visualize the breath traveling from the crown of the head down the back of your spine, all the way back to the base of the spine. Using your whole inhale to complete the mantra so, and the whole exhale to repeat the mantra hum. If you feel steady through your legs in Viparita Karani, feel free to also float your arms up as well, letting your wrists go limp, elbows soft. And if it feels comfortable for you, as you take your inhale breath and get to the top of the inhale and finish the word so, you might allow for a slight breath retention here, holding the breath at the top before beginning the exhale breath, the hum, moving all the way back down the spine to the pelvis. If your legs and arms are in Viparita Karani, lower the hands and then bend the knees. Place your feet to the earth and just allow your feet to be as wide as your mat. Your knees resting in center for a few breaths, maybe one hand to belly, one hand to heart. As you observe any coolness running back through your arms and legs, as the blood returns to the extremities. And then shuffle your feet back into parallel, hip distance apart. Press down into your feet to lift your pelvis and remove any prop that might be underneath you. And then feel free to collect your blanket and eye pillow if you're using one today. And lie yourself simply in Shavasana for a few moments. Letting your body absorb all of that coolness and grounding as we balance, as we reset, as we find center once again. If you have longer to dedicate to your Shavasana today, then please stay as you are and take as long as you need. If, however, it's time for you to come out, you can start to make little tiny movements to awaken the body. Maybe moving into a nice full stretch, and hugging the knees in, and rolling to your side. Rising all the way up to a tall seat of Sukhasana. And allowing breath to travel as freely as it can, in and out through your nose. Observe how these cooling practices have benefited you and how they might benefit you as you step off your mat. And know that you always have these tools at your disposal whenever you need them. Give thanks for that. One sealing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Thank you all for your time, breath, and energy. It was my pleasure to guide you. Namaste.